Hello everyone. How's everything going with everyone? I don't know. Um this video is a little late because yesterday I went to hang out with a coworker or a few coworkers after work. I was invited to a local card shop to play Yu-Gi-Oh. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in a very long time. So I kind of just sat there, watched and then tried and lost a couple of times. But it was nice. I don't really hang out with coworkers outside of work. Barely ever done it. I just kind of go to work, show up, do my job, and go home. And I guess like talk to coworkers, but I don't necessarily like. I guess try to go any further past that point. Um, so I did that. It was fun. It was nice. I think he had recently just gone over a breakup, so he's been going a lot more to like have a his community to hang out with because he's a part of the community here. So it was good being able to hang out with him and be like a nice presence, I guess. um Other than that, I think things have been pretty slow for the most part. This week hasn't been too crazy. My car's still getting worked on. I thought it would have been fixed by now, but it's not fixed. So I'm waiting for that to see how that goes. Um I guess something that has been on my mind lately is how much I guess I don't know how to explain this. I guess ever since I started trying to make music like with my friend and like have a band, and then also having these YouTube videos and trying to stream and work, I feel like I've been neglecting friends and family and like loved ones. um I don't know. I feel like I get so locked into this that I just completely ignore, not ignore, but I just get so sucked into it that I feel like I push a lot of things off to the side because I want this to work somehow. Um, it's not like I have much left to lose, right? And this just, if, I don't know, it gives me a sense of accomplishment, I guess. Like when I created that first song with my friend, it was a weird feeling to know that my writing was good enough to be put in a song, and then hearing someone else sing it and my instrument being played in the background. And I don't know, it's a weird feeling. I don't think it's something I can explain. You have to like live it, I guess, or like be a part of it to understand. And ever since then I've been chasing that same feeling. um so I'm always writing, and I mean, literally at work yesterday, I was asleep and I dreamt of an idea that I could use maybe where um the protagonist of the story, his loved one is like going out to help him, and she's like, I don't know, like on a killing spree or something, and she's holding these big weapons, and it's like a dark, gloomy place, and there's like very little light shining on her. And I've noticed that with that character I've been drawing lately, like in the last video with that background, like what I'm doing right now. I've been seeing this character a lot more in my dreams, and I'm using her in different like situations and drawings I make. And so that's what a lot of these are. At first, they were just studies that um kind of just took like the spot, if that makes sense. Like they were just there for studying purposes, but as I kept going, I felt like I was implementing more of my story, or the story I want to tell with music, into the story using this character. And at first I wanted her to, play like a kind of like a villainish role in the story, but now I kind of want them both to be, I guess, aiming for the same thing, which is being together. And I think at the end, I just want them both to pass away. Um, and it's kind of sad, I guess, to think about, but I feel like I want the characters to realize that the things that they're doing and the things that they've done, it will be a never-ending cycle at the end of the day. So it makes more sense to just close a chapter for their story there, then and there. Um, but yeah, ever since I started focusing on this, I feel like it's taking over my life so much, and I try to seek like a bit of escape because I feel like the story I'm trying to tell is a little too dark and maybe a little too edgy. Um, but I feel like there's feelings that I have about everything I'm witnessing going on around me and everything that I've felt and seen and heard, and I'm trying to tell it in this story, and it feels a little too much. So sometimes I seek comfort in playing games with my friends, and I think that's why I like League so much, because there's so much going on in the game that it distracts me and it keeps me busy from any other, like, I don't know, like that negative space I put myself in when I'm creating art and music. And when I come back to it, I just have more ideas, and I feel like all this and it's taking up so much time, and I feel like it's I mean I barely already talk to my family. I go to work and then I come home and then I try to draw and then I try to play with friends, and if it's not with friends but myself, and then at that point I'm already tired and I don't really talk to my family other than that from time to time. Maybe on my days off, but I always go back into my room and I'm trying to make stuff, and I feel like it's a sacrifice. Um, being so focused and self-centered with art and music, because who's to say it doesn't work out, right? And I just, I did all this and nothing ever good comes from it, and I destroyed, like, sorry, my nose is a little runny. I'm sick, or I think I'm getting sick, but oh god, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like being so focused on all this is just gonna end up maybe backfiring, but I also know that with a lot of great things comes a sacrifice, and I might lose some people here and there, and it's kind of sad because I cherish my friends. I'm a little picky with the friends I make because I don't know, I get scared of being like ostracized like I was before when I was little, so I'm just kind of afraid of that happening again. So I'm always very picky with the friends I make, and um yeah, I don't know. It's weird. These past few days have been pretty weird. Um, I just think that with time, maybe something good might come from it. If it doesn't, it is what it is. I guess at least I tried. At least I can confidently say that I tried. Um, oh, excuse me. I can confidently say that I tried because I know not everyone tries. I feel like you can try all you want, you can aim to try, or you can dream to try, but not a lot of people are willing to put in the I don't know, like the time or whatever that goes into trying to do something as big as a music project or an art project. And then I know combining both of them just intensifies that difficulty a lot more, but I feel that I want to do something cool with my life before I turn 30, right? I'm already 25, so I'm like scratching the barrel. And there's no other better way to do it than this. And I feel like a lot of the things I experienced in my life, if it's, anything as closely related to, if it's anything like seeing, people pass away at a mall, or losing friends and loved ones and close ones, and just my own experiences, I feel like that's the only way to do it. And there's nothing, there's just nothing else I can do but try. But I feel like I'm just repeating myself a lot, but it is scary that I feel like I'm losing friends and loved ones, and maybe I'm sacrificing too much for something that might not work. I don't know. This feels depressing. I feel like these diaries or like thoughts are kind of depressing, because I feel like I'm expressing or exposing a little too much of myself to you all, and maybe not a lot of you are too interested in a 25-year-old man crying about life experiences, but I feel like it could be relatable, no? when I was in college, I wanted to go to art school to be like an artist, and it was rough to have that conversation with my parents. And in their defense, they're absolutely right, because I'm not doing much with my degree. I could have tried to be something else, but I decided to try this, and I took the gamble, and it didn't work out. And now I'm trying to take another gamble, and I don't know if it's gonna work out. I mean, the plan with my friend is to have everything for the band set in stone by the end of the year. So we have a name already. We have us. We just need a drummer. We have to have a good amount of songs by the end of the year. I think I said we have a logo. We want to put ourselves out there on the internet more to get more traction. And then by January, start performing live, or putting music out there, having CDs to spread around. I don't want to charge for CDs. Maybe it's stupid, but I feel like I'm not a big shot. It makes no sense for me to charge for CDs. Maybe if I was, let's say within a year or so, we're, I don't know, massive. I guess that makes sense. But we're not, we're just starting out. So I feel like CDs should be free, but I don't know. That's just me. And I am scared. I am very scared. I feel like the things I'm writing about and trying to talk about could get me in some pretty big trouble with certain people that don't agree with what I think. I feel like because of, I don't know, everything I'm experiencing, I am challenging a lot on. See, I grew up in a very religious household, Catholic religious, like Catholicism. So there's a lot of, like challenging of religion there that I've written about, that I've drawn, or very, I don't know, like religious imagery is used in my stories. If you hear a lot of background noises, I'm like fiddling with stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of that, a lot of challenging on political stuff that are happening around me, like immigration and whatnot, and characters that are upset with everything going on. And I don't know, it's kind of cringe when I say it out loud, but I do know that if I get to the point where I have to perform everything I've done live in front of people, I feel like it might get me in trouble. Or it might, like, I don't know, make my family worry, because I don't know, I'm doing something that they never thought I'd do. And I know that if people within their like religious community or whatever see it, they might start talking and think negatively of my family. And I don't know, I feel like I'm expressing too much, I feel like I'm expressing a little too much, but I feel like that's the point, I think that's the point of music or art, to just question and challenge things that I don't think are right in the world, that I don't think are right at all, or that don't make sense as norm, like whenever the shooting happened at the mall, I remember the following day there were just signs everywhere, stupid fucking signs. There was like, pray for so and so, like the state where it happened. And I was so mad, because the state I live in is, a very questionable state when it comes to their views on everything. And it's like, if there were better laws set into place, a bunch of kids wouldn't have had a weapon to begin with. All of this could have been avoided. So you're trying to pray for something that could have been avoided if a little bit more mental thought was put into action. And it's always running to a spiritual idea to guide you, when if you're not able to help yourself, there's no fucking way that that spiritual guy is gonna help you. I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough. Maybe I'm an educated idiot, but there's just a lot of things I'm upset with, and that's why I've been doing a lot of I guess questionable art lately and writing differently, and it's kind of scary for me to tackle this side of myself that I've never actually. It's been more of thoughts before than actual action. So seeing myself do it is a little scary, and it's weird. I sometimes scare myself because like, is this really how I feel? I don't know. It sounds cringy. This is why I hate it. Because it sounds cringy, but I feel like it's important to be able to express yourself in your own way. If that makes sense. I don't know. I guess it's gonna be a food for thought thing that I'll have to come up with later. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. Thank y'all again for watching. Sorry it's a little late, not by a day late. I usually upload them on Sunday, but I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and hearing me out today. It means so much to me. Please remember to take care of yourselves, love each other, continue making art, have fun, drop some questions for me, talk to me. Let's just help push the algorithm out. My goal is to get 1,000 subs by the end of the year. I think that'd be pretty cool. No, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Maybe I'll upload some band stuff. I'll have to talk to my friend. Who knows? Y'all have a wonderful day, and bye bye.